The nation watched in disbelief, glued to their screens as the breaking news unfolded. Former President Donald Trump, a figure no stranger to controversy, found himself at the center of an alleged assassination attempt. The news sent shockwaves across the country, stirring a mix of fear, confusion, and outrage. The suspect, Ryan Wesley Routh, a man who once pledged his allegiance to Trump, was quickly apprehended by law enforcement. His arrest raised more questions than answers. This shocking incident has left many grappling for answers, attempting to unravel the motivations behind such a drastic shift in loyalty. Experts and analysts are diving deep into Routh's background, trying to piece together the puzzle. How did a one-time supporter come to be accused of plotting against the former president? The betrayal felt by many in the Trump camp is palpable, as they struggle to comprehend this unexpected turn of events. The story of Ryan Routh is a complex one, marked by financial struggles, shifting political views, and a growing obsession with global conflicts. His life, once seemingly ordinary, took a dark and twisted path. His journey from Trump advocate to accused assailant offers a disturbing glimpse into the dark side of political extremism and the potential for radicalization in today's world. The rise of extremist ideologies has become a growing concern, and Routh's case is a stark reminder of its dangers. As we delve into Routh's past, we seek to understand the factors that led him down this dangerous path. His social media posts, past affiliations, and personal struggles paint a picture of a man increasingly drawn to radical ideas. The investigation continues as the nation watches closely, hoping for answers and a sense of closure. Ryan Routh, a 58-year-old entrepreneur, embodied the spirit of the American dream. He sought to build a life for himself in the idyllic islands of Hawaii. In 2018, he established a small construction company, specializing in the burgeoning market for storage units and tiny homes. His entrepreneurial spirit seemed to thrive in the Aloha State. Routh even garnered local recognition for his generosity, donating a small structure to aid the homeless population. This act of kindness painted a picture of a man committed to his community. He appeared to be living a quiet life, pursuing his business aspirations amidst the tropical paradise he called home. However, beneath the surface of Routh's seemingly idyllic life, a darker reality was taking shape, hidden from the public eye. Court documents and public records revealed a history of financial instability and ongoing struggles. His income proved inconsistent, and he faced mounting legal troubles that seemed never-ending. Arrests and lawsuits stemming from unpaid taxes and debts became a recurring theme in his troubled life. The financial strain clearly weighed heavily on Routh, affecting his daily existence. His once promising business ventures seemed to falter under the weight of his mounting debts and obligations. The pressure of his financial situation likely played a significant role in shaping his increasingly erratic behavior and radical views. During the tumultuous 2016 presidential election, Routh initially joined the ranks of those who found themselves drawn to Donald Trump's populist message. The energy at the rallies was palpable, and the promise of a new direction for the country resonated deeply with many, including Routh. He expressed his support for Trump, believing in the promises of economic revival and a return to American greatness. The slogans and speeches painted a picture of a revitalized nation, one that would prioritize its citizens and restore lost jobs. His social media posts at the time reflected a fervent belief in Trump's ability to drain the swamp and restore America's standing in the world. Routh was vocal online, sharing tweets and posts that echoed Trump's call for change, and he proudly displayed bumper stickers on his car. However, as Trump's presidency unfolded, Routh's admiration began to wane. The initial excitement gave way to a more critical perspective as he watched the administration's actions and policies unfold on the news. The policies enacted and the rhetoric employed by the Trump administration did not align with the expectations Routh had harbored. He attended protests and began to see the cracks in the promises that once seemed so solid. He felt a growing sense of disillusionment, believing that Trump had failed to deliver on his promises. The vision of a united and prosperous America seemed increasingly distant, and Routh's support turned into frustration and regret. The journey from fervent supporter to disillusioned critic was a difficult one, marked by a deep sense of betrayal and a search for new political answers. Section 5. The Road to Disillusionment. By 2020, Routh's support for Trump had transformed into open criticism. He publicly expressed his disappointment, stating that he regretted his decision to vote for Trump. In online forums and social media posts, Routh's language became increasingly vitriolic. He accused Trump of dividing the nation, damaging America's reputation on the world stage, and mishandling critical issues. Routh's disillusionment with Trump mirrored a sentiment felt by many who had initially placed their faith in the outsider candidate. The hope for a revitalized America under Trump's leadership had given way to a sense of betrayal and anger. Section 6. Fixated on a global stage. As Routh's disillusionment with Trump grew, so too did his preoccupation with global affairs. The ongoing war in Ukraine became a focal point for his anxieties and frustrations. He expressed fervent support for the Ukrainian people, condemning Russia's aggression in the strongest terms. Routh's online pronouncements on the Ukraine conflict became increasingly extreme. He called for greater international intervention, advocating for the harshest possible sanctions against Russia and military aid for Ukraine. His rhetoric reflected a growing sense of urgency and a belief that the world was standing idly by as a tragedy unfolded. Section 7. A Perilous Journey. In a display of solidarity that went beyond online activism, Routh embarked on a journey to Ukraine in 2022. He sought to witness the conflict firsthand and offer his assistance to the embattled nation. He documented his experiences on social media, sharing images and accounts of the devastation he witnessed. Routh's time in Ukraine was marked by a desire to make a tangible difference. He attempted to engage with international media outlets, hoping to draw greater attention to the plight of the Ukrainian people. He also sought to connect with foreign fighters who had traveled to Ukraine to join the resistance against Russia. Section 8. Delusions of Grandeur. During his time in Ukraine, Routh made bold claims of acting as a liaison for the Ukrainian government, asserting that he was facilitating the recruitment of foreign fighters to aid in the conflict. He portrayed himself as a crucial link between international volunteers and the Ukrainian military, suggesting that his efforts were pivotal in bolstering the country's defense. However, these grandiose claims were met with considerable skepticism by Ukrainian authorities. Officials were quick to question the legitimacy of Routh's assertions, as there was little evidence to support his self-proclaimed role. Representatives from the Ukrainian Foreign Legion described Routh's proposals as not only unrealistic, but also lacking any real substance. They pointed out that his plans were impractical and did not align with the actual needs and strategies of the Ukrainian military. It soon became apparent that Routh's perception of his role in the conflict was significantly inflated. His self-aggrandizing narrative did not match the reality on the ground. His pronouncements of securing large numbers of recruits proved to be unfounded. The recruitment offices remained largely empty, and the lists of supposed volunteers were filled with names that never materialized. Rather than making a meaningful contribution to the Ukrainian cause, Routh's actions seemed to be driven by a deep-seated need for personal validation. His desire to insert himself into the center of a global crisis overshadowed any genuine effort to assist. In the end, his delusions of grandeur served only to highlight his disconnect from the harsh realities of the conflict. Section 9. Through the Eyes of Others. The picture that emerges of Ryan Routh is a complex one. To those who knew him personally, he was a loving father and a hard-working man, albeit one prone to bouts of anger and frustration. His eldest son, Oran, defended his father's character, expressing disbelief at the allegations against him. However, others who had business dealings with Routh painted a different picture. They described him as erratic, unreliable, and prone to angry outbursts when confronted about his shortcomings. These conflicting accounts highlight the multifaceted nature of Routh's personality, leaving many to wonder what truly lay beneath the surface. Section 10. Unanswered Questions. The alleged assassination attempt on Donald Trump by Ryan Routh has left behind a trail of unanswered questions. What drove a one-time supporter to such extremes? How did personal grievances and political disillusionment coalesce into such a dangerous act? Routh's story serves as a cautionary tale about the potential for radicalization in our increasingly polarized world. It underscores the importance of addressing the root causes of extremism, including economic hardship, mental health issues, and the spread of disinformation. As we grapple with the implications of this shocking incident, we must confront the uncomfortable realities of political violence and its devastating consequences.